Yeah, we're a specialist program. It's the Aquatic Conservation, Ecology and Restoration program. We call ourselves ACES. So it's really looking at the aquatic conservation issues that we face, and it's really developing the science and looking at how we can solve these problems. So it's the science that underpins conservation and restoration of fresh and coastal waters. Students who do the course, we sort of specialize in giving you skills in how to do field work. Another really key thing is how you identify species, which we think is just so important, and there's skills that are being lost. So whether it's plants or invertebrates or fishes or whatever, we look to teach you how to identify things. How do we monitor and model systems to see how they're doing and see how they're going to change in the future? So things like hydrology, water chemistry, how those things are going to change. Paleoecology is a real specialist thing. How can we, by understanding the past, improve our ability to restore systems and know what to restore them to? So we're very much in that restoration ecology theme, and we address things like landscape scale conservation and restoration, and also things like rewilding, which is very in vogue at the moment and something we're really sort of keen on. So, and finally, the real sort of other key focus is understanding how aquatic conservation sits in a policy context. You know, what's going on in the aquatic conservation world, and also how you engage with stakeholders to enact good conservation. How do you actually make change? You have to engage with stakeholders, and we also include quite a lot of stuff on citizen science as well, which is also very much a big thing. Next one, please. So for all the MSc programs, you have core courses. We're the same. We share a lot of our core courses with MSc Conservation, who we work with closely. And so we do a field trip to the North Norfolk coast as part of the scientific basis course. That's scientific basis for freshwater and coastal conservation. And that's really, again, putting the sort of science into conservation. You know, what is going on? What are the issues that the aquatic environment faces? What habitats are being affected, and what species are being affected? And then in particular, how can we survey these species and habitats and understand how they're changing and what's going on? So it's really practical hands-on surveying, being out in the field, especially on that course. Coupled with that is environmental data acquisition and analysis. So that's really taking the scientific basis course a bit further, really, and looking at how you do things like water chemistry analysis, how you, again, identify species in the labs. There's more microscopy, statistical work, and things like that. How do we get to the point where, you know, from our field surveys, we've actually got some really good data which you can analyse. Aquatic systems and monitoring has a field class to the Scottish Highlands. And then particularly sort of giving you insights really into sort of different part of Britain, really, so northern Britain, different environments. In this course, we talk about key concepts in aquatic conservation. What are the key things that we're interested in? And in particular, how do we monitor the aquatic environment to look for change and look to see if our restoration work is effective? And then the final course is conservation and environmental management, and that's really a social science course which looks at kind of the social science angles within conservation. So it's linked with MSc Conservation again. Next slide, please. So you do term one, everyone's all together, lots of field courses, you get to know everybody, you're a real cohort. And then in term two, people go off and choose their own route through the MSc. You can either focus on particular habitats or particular themes. There's a chance to work and do quite a lot more field courses here. So we have a field course to Dorset, which will get you identifying wetland plants, a new rewilding course, which we're developing at the moment, and that will get you into the theme of rewilding, which really necessitates field work really to see what's going on. Chris mentioned the field course to Ireland, which is also suitable for our MSc as well, looking at environmental change. So a whole host of options there to choose from. You choose 4, and you can then sort of choose what your degree is looking like. And then the final thing is the dissertation, which is 40%. And again, it's wide ranging what you can do, all sorts of stuff. Ideally, to mean you're absolutely passionate about, and covering all sorts of areas really. Next one. So who is the course for? It's applicable to people who do geography, biology, environmental science, oceanography, a whole range of the disciplines as well, really. But those are often the key ones. But the other thing to say, and it's the same across the other masters, we welcome people from other backgrounds, diverse backgrounds, whether it's dentistry or forestry, or people who've been doing business stuff, but they've really got a passion for this course. They might have done some volunteering or done some other work through their job that relates to it, and they want to change their career pathway. That's been a brilliant thing, for us to have that sort of diversity. So we really encourage that, and put that sort of stuff in your personal statement. Next one, please. So where do our graduates go? It's all over the place, really. Lots of people go into conservation NGOs, and the statutory conservation agencies. Aquatic consultancies is a popular destination as well. And around about 25% of our students go into further sort of research and PhD study. And 2 of our past students actually are current lecturers, so that shows that that's working. So over 20 years of running the course, lots of diversity in where people have ended up, and people have got some wonderful jobs after doing our course. Then the final slide, please. One of the things that we've really worked hard on is to create a sort of wonderful sort of alumni network, really. So we arrange every year mini events, mini conferences, Christmas parties, volunteering weeks or weekends that get current and past students together, really. And so it's a wonderful way, if you finish the MSc, to keep in touch with all your great friends that you made. It's a wonderful way for current MSc students to see what people have done and get really good insights on what's possible. So that's something we'll aim to keep going. So when you join the MSc, you really join this wider family. So the final slide, thank you, is just the contact details. So do get in touch if you want to know more. Love to hear from you. And over to the next person.